Well. Welcome again to URP Practical Talk. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Pastor Wendell Jeffrey. We are here at the end of this year here, and what a year it has been. We're going to do we have some situations happening, so we can talk a little about it so you can hear our views. Doc, welcome. We have
Thank
Doc
you.
here again.
Thank you.
Doc,
very
you
much,
doing good?
Pastor. Yes, very
Wonderful,
well.
wonderful. Doc, we at this special time here. How would you recap what was your year like?
Well, my year was fairly okay, but it was very sad to know that our country has been heading, where it's going, because there are cries all over the Guyana.
Okay.
I have been campaigning all over this country, and all what you hear is complaining. People don't have 3 square meals a day. And it is very sad, to know that if I'm a leader and if my people are not good, it means I am not good.
Right. You feel it, you
Right.
empathize. Doc, we've come to this time and we've got different challenges that are happening. We've got the Exxon situation that is yet unanswered. We've got the sugar workers. We've got the Parliament situation. But I want to talk particularly as we move along. What is your take on what has been the happening with the sugar workers even at this time? I know we talked about it before, but different things are coming out. How do you feel? You can identify with them. What's happening?
Well, for my meeting with many sugar workers, it is very sad that to know that they would not have a Christmas. Many sugar workers would not have a Christmas, especially like Wales and these places like Kanji and things like that. There are no Christmas for these people. It's a very sad situation. I think that the money that the government has money, that if we can leak out $18 million where they government should find money from somewhere, to at least give these sugar workers and so forth, so that they can feel that somebody care for them. Let us not do like what we have been doing. It is very sad. That's why I said in one of the program, Granger the Grinch. Taking away all the happiness from people and make them sad. So that's why I refer to him as Granger the Grinch.
Right,
you take away the happiness from people and put them in a very sad mood. A mood that they can't even smile with their family.
Yeah, it's so sad because there's so many people, It's so many people who will be hurting. Then we have this situation here that happened recently where there was a ruckus in the Parliament. What's your take on what, as a budding parliamentarian and leader of this country, what happened there?
I think it's very sad, it's very disgraceful, it's very lawless to know what is happening in our country. All over the world they have it on Facebook. 1, 2, 3. They make him a song out of it. And it is very sad to know that we as leaders, mothers and fathers, those who are in parliament is mothers and fathers of this nation. And if they will behave in that manner, well then where are we going? I was just looking at a video this morning where someone are saying that, the lawlessness that's going on, and they use the F word about this effing government, thieving government, thieving the money and making people unhappy. That let us move away from this 2 political party and look for a next party in this country. Don't aim on this 2 political party because you're not getting anywhere.
You're gonna always have an opposition, and we see that even the opposition also has to take some blame and responsibility for what happened. How do you curb this behavior? What can be done to make sure that this behavior does not continue. The speaker always have to be, he always has to come in and quiet them down and take action and report on it and what can be done to stop it?
If we are able to strengthen our law and order and keep it on a good grip, and people to understand that, look, it's just like you go in the country, you go to the court, the judge makes his decision, the judge quiet. If he tell you not to talk, you can't talk. You can't, you have to follow rules and regulations. Now, if you are there as leaders and would not follow rules and regulations, then you are out of place. Right? Simple as that in me. But never mind, nevertheless, that no matter what somebody's saying in the parliament, that is the highest forum in the land. No matter what they say, nobody has the right to hit anyone in the parliament. No one, especially hitting women. They have no right in doing that. That shows that we are not a democratic country. They all are talking about democracy, but that's not democracy. You must be able to air your views for what you want, what you thought is right in life. You must be able to say it. You can't, go and hit people and call in police and become so lawless. And you hear on the tape, look at the tape, how lawless their behavior. All over the world have already seen what happened in our beautiful Guyana. What happened with our parliamentarians? What happened with our leaders? And how long the PPP and the PNC is in charge in Guyana? Guyana had no good. God help us. Had no good. God will really have to help us, because if the PPP in government, no matter what the PNC or the APNU, they will blast them down. If a right or wrong, only that's what they see. It's about power. All right? And if the PNC or APNU is in government, the same thing the PPP doing. So where are we going? We have nowhere to go. So I am telling our viewer, please pay attention. Pay attention to the URP. URP, it's your party. It's the people's party. And we want to make a difference in Guyana. We are not hungry for power, but we are hungry for you to be happy in your life and have a smile on your face.
As you're talking there, I am reminded of the recent elections that they had in Alabama. I've been following that, having lived in the United States. As a journalist, I followed. And we saw that the Republicans, or the folks in Alabama, even though Alabama is normally a Republican state, a red state, because they were voting on issues, they elected a Democrat as the senator. And I thought that, I admire these foreign elections because Guyana has not gotten there yet. We are not yet a country that vote on issues. We vote on race, we vote on ideology. And so I like when you talk about the need for us to move away, from that kind of thing. All right, so now let's go to the situation where we have the Exxon Mobil saying that they confirming that they did give the Guyana government 18 million US dollars, and that amounts to about, I think, about 400 billion Guyana dollars. Now, you're a money man, you understand money, you're also a leader. What happened there?
First of all, when ExxonMobil give the money to this country, if they give a bonus to this country, it means they give the people of this country that money, unless they are doing some underhand deal, right? All the time this government are saying that they haven't received any money from ExxonMobil. Now WikiLeaks leak out the letter showing that I think 4 or 5 of them who signed on that letter, who signed there of receiving the money and how which bank it must go and it must stay in the US currency and things like that. Now, this shows us clearly there are underhand business going on. This shows us clearly that those who are involved have different intentions about that money. Because all the time they are saying that no money has been given to them. Right? Now, I'm asking the question, why the ExxonMobil give them bonus? Is it an underhand thing going on with them in ExxonMobil? Because since the 5 of them visit the Texas branch or the headquarters of ExxonMobil, lots of things have been happening, right? And I'm sure there are rumors all over that all those 5 who went there probably have a bank account already in their name where ExxonMobil probably puts in money inside. It's a rumor all over on that. Right? Now, besides that, after the ExxonMobil come out, we had wedding again go on in Grenada with one of our ministers, where ExxonMobil stand the expense of that wedding. Why is all of this? Why do we have to, ExxonMobil, have to go to that state? You know, it reminds me, in United States where I was living, police usually come and guard all over the place. I usually have police in front of my home, in the place where I live in Brooklyn. And one day my wife asked the policeman, he said, "Can I give you a glass of water?" Policeman said, "No, I can't take no water from you. You know, I have to go and buy it." Right? So then she talked to the policeman. He said, "You know, you're doing a good job here and so forth. I want to give you a gift. Would you accept it?" He said, "No. You have to take the gift and carry it to the police station and lodge it to them for him and tell him why you're giving them the gifts. You cannot take a gift like that. Anytime you take gifts and things like that, people start to get favoritism and all these things. So why does ExxonMobil have to give $18 million to this country? We need the money. But why is it not being said to the public, the people who the money is supposed to go to? Because everything that comes in this country, it comes to the people of Guyana. It not belong to those handful of people what's in parliament. They are paid to do a job. And they ought to do the job at how it's supposed to be done. You know? And you're seeing clearly in this country what is happening here. Right? Bribery, corruption. We talk about the last administration. This administration is no different. We are in the same situation. So where are we going, Pastor? Where really we are going? Where Guyana is heading, right? A holiday season like this, people are hungry, people are starving. But I'm sure the minister, the president, and the prime minister, if they have to get their money on the first of every month or the last of every month, I am sure that deadline is there. Civil servant getting late pay, all other government employees getting late pay. The bonus used to give to them, there's nothing for them. Because what? All the money grabbed up with the ministers and the president and the prime minister in this country. So where are we going?
What do you think? Why do you think the government did not disclose that money?
Why?
Yes.
Because it seems like it's a theft going on.
There's a lot of money to steal.
Of course. But it has been happening all the time in Guyana. All the time in Guyana. That's why I always say, Pastor, I know you don't agree sometimes with me when I say this. But if you don't know about money, you don't know about power, you can't handle it. Right? Because you don't have no experience in it. So when these people get this money, they take it and they try to push it as much as in the back pocket as possible.
But when you say that, it makes me wonder, because we had a last administration, and all the guys in the last administration are multi-millionaire, except for a few.
Yeah.
All of them are multi-millionaire, but they are still accused, or they were still accused of stealing more. So it's not just
Look.
poor people who stealing.
It's not the poor people. The problem start from my friend. The problem start from the top.
No,
in
but
the
I'm
government,
saying, but it's not,
right down to the
but
bottom.
I'm saying to have
Right?
these wealthy guys
Yeah.
who are still
Well,
accused
what
of stealing.
what has what has happened in our country? You know, when a man steal plenty, he's scot free. When a person steal a little, he gets jailed.
So that's why.
I remember Bornham days, that was it too. You know, when you steal plenty, you're free, scot free. You're smart. When you steal a little, you're stupid, go to jail. You know, and that's what's happening again in this country. Everything's are coming back. What we suffer in 28 years are coming back again. That's why I'm saying our leaders are taking us to slavery in this country. You know, slavery we are going back to. So people have to come together and fight against these leaders who call themselves leaders. They are so-called leaders. They are not real leaders. A leader is one who will be serving, not to be served. All these people who sit down in parliament and so on, even in the opposition, they were there before. You couldn't talk to many of them. Now they're coming out back and saying, we make a mistake. We can correct the mistake 23 years. I am blaming the PPP for everything that happened in Guyana. Because they were there 23 years to correct all these situations. So I am blaming them. And I don't care. You know, a lot of their supporters will annoy what I'm saying. But it's fact. It is fact. What you see high daytime, as the old people said, you do not want lamp to see at night time. This is high daytime. We are seeing what's going on here. All these people is only about themselves. On this holiday season, they collect so much money, all of them, in parliament. See which one, if one of them ever go out and you see a publicity, man, I take a part of my salary and donate it to some of these poor, unfortunate people to make them smile on this holiday. See one of them, if they can prove that. None. All what they think is grabbing for themselves all the time. Grab for themselves. They go charge up bills in restaurant for this holiday. You can see how many ministers, how many millions of dollars will be spent, you know, in things. And every time you call them, they're sporting with their friends and their family and their girlfriend and boyfriend. Every time you call them, they're in meetings. And you, the taxpayers' money every day. I want to bring it to you, our citizens in Guyana. Every dime that's spent in this country, you ought to know about it. Every loan that borrow, you ought to know about it. You should have a say in it because it's your money, has to pay it back. All the resource in this country belongs to you, the people. All the things that I'm saying this again, that my government in Guyana belongs to you, the people, not these handful of people that we have in parliament. It is you, the people. So I am trying to educate you on what is happening. I'm sure that in the history of Guyana, what we have been doing for the past year on the television to try to enlighten you never happened in Guyana before. And many people are meeting me, say, man, Dr. Bandu, I never know all these things what you're saying here. I never heard about these things before. Nobody never said the resource in this country is ours. Nobody said the thing my government is ours. But it is fact. Everything belongs to you, the people.
Beautiful. Now, you're a leader, and so I'm asking you these questions because people see you as a leader. The government said that money, that 18 million US dollars, was to pay the attorneys so that Venezuela would not be able to take the 2/3 of Guyana. This was to litigate that potential court hearing that they have. Do you buy that?
No. Aaron, if the money was to pay the people, why the people did not know about it? That's a clear case. If you're saying that the money was to pay the lawyer fee and things like that, why did it come to the public for them to know? Why up to now we can't even see the contract of the oil deal in Guyana? Why everything is hidden all the time? Right? You can't tell me that. I would not buy anything like that. You have seen clearly is some kind of theft is planning because it's hidden. Nothing should be hidden from the people, and especially a sum like that. This is not $1 million. You're talking about 18 million US in Guyana. You know how much thing that can do for this country of ours? Instead of that, it's going in some people's pockets.
There's a call for the budget to be rescinded because folks are saying that 400 million Guyana dollars not reflected in the budget shows that the budget is inaccurate.
Definitely.
Would you suggest that the budget be recalled and that the figures be amended and then resubmitted?
Definitely. Definitely. The budget should be recalled. The proper figure should be in the books. You cannot have, if your money is not declared, it means your budget is not ready yet. What would you do? Money spending all over this place, making billboards, making this, making that, when your people is starving. What are we really doing here? What kind of leader we have? And I'm telling you this, all those who was involved, that 4 or 5 names on the WikiLeaks, should be dismissed from their position and should be jailed because they are not working in the interest of the people of Guyana. They should be behind bar right now, just like how those policemen who hit people in the parliament should be stripped, lost their job, and go behind bar. That's the URP position in that. There's no excuse for that. Right? Whoever involved in these kind of things should lose their job and go behind bar. Right? And the president can't say that he doesn't know about this.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask.
Right?
If you're gonna say that the people whose signature appear on the letter should be reprimanded and charged, this thing goes higher than that, just those people.
I know that.
So what is your call really? Your call has to be higher than these people.
Yes.
So what's your call?
The call is that the president should resign from his position. That's my call. The president is not suited for the position that what he is. Because everything, the buck stopped right there at the president. And he has to know about this. And the URP are calling on the president and his team to resign from government.
That's a strong call.
Yeah, that's a strong call. That's what the URP are calling. They are not fit to sit down there as government. So we have our agenda, we have our plan, we know what we are talking about. Right? You cannot keep on disrespecting the people who put you there. And they have been doing that all the time. If a minister make a decision and the people go against the decision, the minister go jump on the TV and say, this is my decision, I don't care what you say. It's going through. And the same thing with the government. If anybody say anything against them, no matter what they say, it's going through because we got 1 seat more in parliament.
We coming up to the top of the hour, and you've made a very strong call. The president, David Granger, has not yet addressed this issue of the monies that were found. Indeed, the president has not met with the press in quite a while. Do you think that it is urgent that the president comes out and talks to the Guyanese people and tell us really what has happened with that money, and even ask the forgiveness of the country for a breach of trust?
How much forgiveness you gonna ask? How much breach of trust you gonna do? And come on every time and say, I'm sorry. Like Barra Jack Dave and the PPP. Every time they go out there, they tell people, I'm sorry, you made a mistake. You made a mistake for 23 years. So what are you telling me? The president, who is like the god of Guyana, according to Guyana Constitution, he's the god, right? And he are the one that people are looking forward to hear from. Up to now, you can't say anything. Tell me what's going on. What are we doing? Is this kind of president you want? And that's what I'm saying. The president is not fit to run this country because of his doings, because of what he is doing. He is not showing a real presidential way. So where are we going?
Some are arguing that the president don't seem to be a corrupt person, but it seems as though the people who surround him are the ones who are making these blunders. How do you
Pastor, let me stop you right there. If the president is not a corrupt person, those who is corrupting his team, why didn't he dismiss them or lock them up if he is not a corrupt person? Answer me that question. If he is not a corrupt person, why don't he dismiss those who are corrupt, like the 4 or 5 names who was involved in the signing for the $18 million? Why he didn't dismiss them or put them on a suspension or let them go off the job and let they answer to the people if you are such a fair man? Yeah? Why didn't you do that? So I wouldn't buy that what you're telling me, that the president is honest. Or the president down church, man, he go to church and he drive your own car to go to church. That is all gimmicks. That is to fool the public. We have seen it clearly here. So what you're telling me, if he's an honest man, if I am an honest man, and you are working with me, and we are running this country, and you are a minister, and you do something on your own without the parliament or anybody knows it, right? And it's a legal thing. And I am an honest president, as you said, and I know about it. Should I still have you there? I should move you out. You have no right to sit down there. It's the people's money paying you. And we have to serve the people, not the people to serve us. So, when you talk about honesty, you got to go in that direction of honesty. You have to see fairness and justice. You know, you can't look at this is my family and this is my friend and this is my children. No. You are the people's person acting in the people's interest. And you can't sit there. And that's what I'm saying. The president should resign from his position if he can't carry out it. It's 2.5 actually years now. You're telling me up to now they can't get grip of themselves? It's not that. They don't know what they're doing. You think a lawyer that run country? A lawyer do a lawyer job. And most lawyers who are there in his parliament, they are so much of lawyers. Many of them have cases outside and can't even defend the people who paying them money to defend them. How they going to defend you in the country? How would they defend you? They don't know what they're doing. Liar come by lies, telling lies all the time. And it's proven straight here in this government. Pure lies. You know? If WikiLeaks then they come up with this letter, nobody's in the dark still. You wouldn't know by $18 million. And that's only one. I don't know what more will be coming up yet.
Wow. These programs are recorded. You can find them on YouTube. We've come to the top of our time. You heard the leader of the URP calling for the resignation of the president in this administration. You make your determination. You can visit us on the World Wide Web, www.urp.com. You can also view our URP page and the YouTube page for a rebroadcast of this, and you can dissect it as you see fit. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us. Again, you can view us this same time on this same channel next week. Until then, God bless you real good. Until we meet again. Bye-bye.